Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Looking forward to the conversation, and certainly looking forward to any follow-up after the fact. Ammon, Dixon, as I said, StitchStudio. What we do is similar to some of the other companies you heard from. We take custom LLMs and use them to operationalize insurance. And we do that across the value chain, everything from new business all the way through claims. And with me, I have Noah Hillman, Fidelity Life. He has 10 years of experience in the claims space. And we're actually working through a live use case right now. So in this case, we're not fully implemented, although we're going live with our first phase next week. But it's interesting because we've actually done things in the other parts of the value chain for Fidelity Life. So this is actually a land and expand that we've been working through. So we thought it'd be interesting to just kind of talk about that experience, some of the things that we're learning along the way, and just have you talk a little bit about the experience from your end.
Sure. I think it's interesting because we're talking with a couple of you guys. I'm from the life space, life carrier space, and it's things are changing. AI is everywhere. AI is pervasive. Customers demand the efficiency gain that you guys offer with AI. Life claims is no exception, and so things are changing a lot, and it's a big opportunity for us to enter it. Historically, life claims is a little different. You can see, you guys, tech is there. That's been a high competition for a long time, but life claims has historically not been usually the last department to get tech advancements and stuff like that. But unlike what you were saying with agentic, there's still a little bit of regulatory pressure against that in the life claim space, but there's still so many opportunities to really drive productivity, and that's why you see more and more life carriers get interested in with your solutions.
And as we work through some of the things that we've been working through, there's a little bit of what's shifted and what's changed, right? So as we've looked at AI and where the investments are, it's a really key theme as we talk about the agentic AI journey, because so many companies have been on this AI push. They've invested heavily, they've been chasing it down, and now all of a sudden, everything's kind of coming back around after a few years where the business is starting to say, show me some value. What are we getting for the investments that we're making? They want to get more targeted. They're saying, show us that you can accomplish something. And I think that's part of the reason of why AI and some of the solutions, especially with agentic AI, are coming to fruition now. It's going to be the speed and the impact. And that is a very key part of our process as we walk through that. So as we get kind of through that, why AI now, it kind of takes us to now, how do you decide where to focus on your claims journey?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was something we were delivered about. This temptation, it was built from highest value, and let's automate that. But we pushed back on that instinct. We wanted to have something where I can speak from life claims. I wanted something where I would have quick ROI and something that I could, own from my own seat. I don't want, a long drawn out implementation period. I don't want something that's going to be a big rip and replace project that takes multiple tech teams to implement. We want to go right forward. So we focused on claim interest and claim intake. And claim interest is as simple as teaching my grandma how to set up the Wi-Fi when over the phone is a mess. You've any claim handlers, it's really tough because it's high compliance risk too. It's not just you have these market conduct things and not just that if you pay too little, it's also if you pay too much. So you got to get that right. And then claims intake, it's a high value, big risk, reputational risk if you mess that up. So. But it's also very rewarding life claims if you can meet that finding of truth in the right way. So I thought that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to roll out the interest calculation, and I think as we've gone through that process, one of the things we find is always a challenge. Again, going back to that pressure of show us the value, is getting that right size. What is the right size problem that you can fix, that you can deploy rapidly, that you can define the business value, and actually calculate that within the same year, right?
So that was the reason we wanted to go with you guys. You helped us figure that out. We weren't. You need a documents repair, a repair document. You needed and you've been making sense for not even your presentation of top 4 service packages. So you want to get this, talked about our business, so you're helping me figure out what our specific value was in that budget here. That's the McCalls that got us in.
It's one of the advantages of being able to come in as a system of execution and help kind of evolve those processes, as opposed to coming in with a platform and saying we want to replace everything. It's really how do we optimize and build that use case and then execute that use case to be able to look back. Because what we found is when they're successful with their use case, all the other opportunities start to open up and expand, which is why we're in claims. So except we start on other parts of the value chain. And it was the exact same sort of thing. Show that you can move quickly, show that you can help define the problem, help define the value, and actually deliver on that, and work as a partner across that value chain. So we very much enjoyed that journey. Just trying to be sensitive to time here on some of these things, but as we talk about that partnership and some of the things that you got out of that, besides just the ROI, what are some of the other things that you see in identifying an AI partner? And that extending beyond us, because obviously not every AI or agentic AI or operationalized focused company is going to be the right fit for every carrier. So what's the big impacts for you?
I mean, the biggest thing was you spoke our language. He had insurance insight, not just AI. Not to say that other AI companies don't need to be an expert to get into the insurance industry. There's lots of opportunities, but maybe it just looks different. Maybe you're looking for more administrative friction, some workflow triaging, things like that. But we were able to speak the same language, which meant we stop and you stop translating and start collaborating right away.
And I think that's a real thing that everybody should think about, because it's really easy to come in as a technical company and say we have a solution, we can do anything that you want us to do. But the ability to contextualize that and really drive it to the problems that you're seeing, understanding the regulatory reason, it's something that we're really proud of, is coming in as insurance-based technology solutions. Having spent, I've been in the insurance space for almost 30 years now. And a lot of our company has that exact same thing, our entire careers, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. Being able to bring that context into these conversations can help solve a lot of these problems, especially when you're trying to bring the management team along, right? So the idea is to prove not just that you can solve something, but help show how this use case makes a difference in this environment and make this type of impact, and do that now, because that is the type of detail that you need in order to get these projects funded at this point. With the additional scrutiny, especially, the days of just throwing money at AI, I think, are going by the wayside. It's really, tell me what you're going to do, tell me how you're going to do it, and show that you can earn that business. Mm-hmm. So as you look at the road ahead, obviously we go live with this first flow next week. Talk a little bit about that journey of where you hope some of this goes.
We'll keep working together, and again, keep building on what we have, because I think that flexibility is key. But I guess for everybody else in the room, some takeaways I think is looking at I think it was just mentioned that the aging talent pool that we have, you got to contend with that in life claims too. It's a big issue. So selfishly, I'd like to see kind of like a coach or an assistant to kind of help bridge that experience gap a little bit, not just like tell you what the flags are or what's the issues, but also, why should I be asking for this? Why is this important? Maybe something that helps surface case law, helps surface, external guidance, things like that. That would really help time managers. And then the other big potential one that we have not talked about is always bad actors that are leveraging AI to really attack us. I think you've got to have anti-fraud tools put in place, and historically that's kind of not been. It's been hard to implement because it's better inputs if you have data from throughout the organization. But it was compelling to me with it if you can go in directly to a claims manager and say, hey, you can catch these just within your own systems right now. They're legacy systems. It's not like PNC, but like sit alongside your system. This can help you capture and detect new fraud right now, and that's powerful. Being maybe a manager, that would be Amazing.
And Michael, I know that they're waiting to hear us. What do you have?
Can you just give a high level, like how long did it take you to, from start to kind of your implementation of this?
Well, for this particular use case, we started the first week of March. So we're rolling out on the 31st. So, like I said, our goal is to be able to iterate these things very, very quickly. So, and that's, again, part of that success is an expansion really relies on the ability to do that. But we'll be around for the networking after the sessions and would be happy to expand with any of the other questions that may come up. I won't make you run me off the stage.